Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a massive, frankly, stressful challenge that almost every modern tech business faces at some point. How do you actually modernize outdated, siloed IT departments to achieve unmatched software stability and agility? Well, today we are going to explore the critical concepts of DevOps and SRE and look specifically at how BayOne Strategies takes these high-level ideas and turns them into a real, tangible operational advantage. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at exactly how to bulletproof your digital infrastructure, covering the cost of downtime, decoding DevOps and SRE, BayOne's assurance framework, containerization and orchestration, and finally, scaling for the future. Section 1, the cost of downtime. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to imagine, for a second, the sheer immediate panic of a critical system failure. Picture this, it's Black Friday. Traffic is surging, you're running a massive e-commerce platform, and suddenly, boom, your application crashes. The screen goes completely blank. The checkout cart just won't load. The blast radius of that kind of failure is absolutely massive. The consequences are immediate and severe. When traditional, isolated IT teams are stuck being reactive and slow, it leads directly to devastating impacts. E-commerce platforms literally lose millions of dollars in sales in just a matter of minutes. And if you're running a financial app, a slow load time doesn't just annoy a user. It can trigger heavy regulatory scrutiny and a complete, catastrophic loss of customer trust. Section 2. Decoding DevOps and SRE. Now, what's really interesting about this is how we actually fix that outdated model. DevOps accelerates your whole delivery lifecycle by finally uniting development and operations. It shortens workflows with continuous testing so you can release features much, much faster. But raw speed demands safeguards, right? That's exactly where SRE, or Site Reliability Engineering, steps in. SRE treats operations like a software problem, ensuring that the incredible speed generated by DevOps doesn't end up breaking the system once it's in production. So how do they actually measure all this? Well, SREs aggressively enforce stability using this specific framework. They track service-level indicators, things like latency and error rates, to confidently meet their service-level objectives, like a strict 99.9% uptime target. All of this ensures that those formal service-level agreements, the actual contracts with penalties, are never breached. It's a highly analytical, zero-guesswork approach to uptime. Section 3. BayOne's assurance framework. Now, BayOne doesn't just install some software and call it a day. They operationalize these concepts using a holistic assurance framework. They build in automation across the entire lifecycle, pair it with real-time monitoring, and integrate industry best practices. Add in continuous learning with rigorous KPI tracking and a global delivery model that gives you true 24/7 support. And you have a framework that guarantees every single deployment is robust, agile, and totally aligned with your business goals. Let's move along and see how this builds out in practice. It manifests as a highly streamlined CI/CD pipeline. By aggressively automating code integration, standardizing the testing, and scripting the deployment, all constantly watched by real-time monitoring, BayOne drastically cuts down on human error and gets you to market so much faster. And to demystify the alphabet soup of modern IT for a second, let's look at the actual industry-standard tools BayOne uses to pull this off. They use Jenkins for code integration, Ansible and Terraform for automating deployments, Prometheus and Grafana for that deep, real-time monitoring and visualization we just talked about, and PagerDuty for instant incident management. It's a purpose-built ecosystem. Section 4. Containerization and orchestration. At the very core of all this modern agility is containerization. Think of it like putting physical goods into those giant standardized steel shipping containers. You package an application and all its underlying dependencies into a single portable unit. That way, the software runs with absolute consistency, whether it's sitting on a developer's laptop or deployed deep in a massive cloud production environment. When it comes to the biggest names in this space, Docker and Kubernetes are the heavy hitters, but they do different things. Docker serves as the foundation. It's what you use to actually develop, ship, and run those individual containers. Kubernetes, on the other hand, acts as the overarching manager. It orchestrates and scales that entire fleet of containers across your systems. And this brilliantly illustrates why orchestration is such a game changer. By leveraging Kubernetes, BayOne unlocks true deployment automation with zero manual intervention. If you get an unpredictable traffic spike, it handles auto-scaling and load balancing on the fly. Plus, it has self-healing capabilities. If a container fails, Kubernetes automatically restarts it. Your system stays incredibly resilient. all without a human ever having to touch a keyboard.
Section 5, Scaling for the Future.
Of course, you can't just scale blindly. BayOne rigorously tests these applications before they ever go live. They establish deep baselines using tools like Apache JMeter and Gatling, run intense stress and load testing, and then do targeted performance tuning. The goal is to find the breaking point in a safe environment, ensuring the app won't even break a sweat under expected real-world user loads. Structurally, a big part of this is moving away from clunky legacy monoliths toward a microservices architecture. This breaks a large application down into smaller, independent modules. Why does that matter? Because it allows businesses to pivot incredibly fast. You can update just your payment service, for example, without having to overhaul or risk breaking the entire overarching system. It's scalability exactly where you need it. So I want to leave you with this provocative question. Is your software truly built to scale with tomorrow's demands? BayOne's intelligent strategy of combining DevOps and SRE, backed by aggressive automation, containerization, and a robust assurance framework, really isn't just about managing IT. It is absolutely crucial for driving revenue, ensuring rock-solid stability, and staying ahead of the competition. Thanks for exploring this with me today, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Check out the next video on this topic, or subscribe to our channel to keep up with our latest explainer videos, live webinars, and other insights into technology solutions.